I don't want to leave this. Oh. Never mind. In that case, I guess we'll just stay right here. Annoying. I shouldn't have left it alone. I should have moved it up with the rest of the armored column. But whatever.
Corona-class frigate reporting.
Okay, so, before we continue, okay, that's where they put the dreadnoughts. Cool. Yes, before we continue, maps. It was requested that I make a map once we had finished, moving into the new version of the mod. Ooh, I didn't realize that was there. Okay, that's, anyway, basically, I was going to make a map, and then, well, basically I only had time for either making a map or recording episodes, and I obviously chose to record some episodes. But I have now made a map. And also, Total Nerd kindly made a map as well. So, let's go ahead and take a look at those before we continue. This here is Total Nerd's map. And it is quite nice. I'm realizing that I think it's supposed to have color, but it doesn't look like the planets got color. I'm not sure what happened there. When I downloaded it, it was just black and white, I thought. I didn't realize that there was color over there. So this might not be quite accurate to what was intended, but hey. It's quite good for actually seeing the lines and seeing where planets are actually supposed to be relative to one another. There we can see Corellia, Akasi. They just took that. We were just looking there. Fondor, that's where we just got our dreadnoughts. And yeah, this is as far as the lines are concerned, this is quite accurate and quite nice. And it's much nicer looking than mine is. I mean, mine has the colors on it, but it's a lot more messy because apparently I'm not entirely sure what is going on. But like when you're in game, like here, you scroll to the left, you scroll to the right. The angle of the line doesn't seem to be changing too much, but oh no, I take it back. Yeah, it is changing. It's just because of the way our eyes work with perspective. It's not obvious, but if you actually like take a look at this line here and like put your hand up against the monitor or the screen and line it up, you can see it's that angle pretty much vertical. And you go over like this, do the same thing, and yeah, that's quite tilted compared to here. So yeah, that's definitely it is just the perspective of the map. I can only assume that it is because it's a flat map, but the camera is tilted back a little bit. But anyway, that's what makes it much more of a mess here. So I do have the colors, but it is not nearly as nice to look at, let's be real. I also wanted to quickly take a look at what we had to begin with, just to do a quick comparison. Obviously we've gone over this quite a bit, but it's kind of interesting to see how things have changed. Broadly speaking, this one, the distances between the planets is more uniform, it looks like. Like even, yeah, there's a couple that are pretty close together, but overall, like look at this cluster, that's not that close together. Whereas with this one, there are more like clusters where they're much more tightly packed together, and much bigger gaps in between the farther away ones. You see, like, these lines are significant. These lines are significant. Taking a look here, it's even more pronounced how some of these are like real close together. Some of them are really far apart. It's interesting. I'm suspecting... I seem to remember something changed in one of the base game updates, I think. It was either that or they figured something out different to do with how the planets with how the planets can be on the galactic map, to mean that you can get them closer together without screwing up being able to send stuff to them, I think. But like that, and these in particular are way closer together than in the previous version. Okay, maybe way closer is a bit of a stretch for some of these, but generally speaking, these are more loose. Everything has been like loosened up. They're not clustered together as tightly. Interesting. But yeah, there's that. There's that. On this one with the colors, you can fairly clearly see that there was at least a line between us and the rest of the galaxy, and you can clearly see they're already starting to bust their way through. So, this episode, I think... Actually, you know what I think? I think I need to go through and do the economic stuff before we do anything else, because we're gonna need credits. We're gonna need credits to be able to actually build up the fleets before they get through, because can they get through deep space? I'm not sure. It might still be locked, and it might not. I don't know. But Abaddon, yeah, Abaddon is currently weaker than Bakura was. So yeah, it's probably not going to be too long before they get through there. I'm half tempted to let them hit it first. I'm not sure. Well, let's actually get back in game. And yeah, I don't know, man. Because as soon as we break through this, or they break through it, we'll be into the fight immediately. So at that point, that'll be the point where I did say there was gonna enable Cruel AI. So that's that. Not sure what to do about the huts exactly. I think we push back into Tatooine. But then I guess we should just sit for a little while. I'd like to force them to go that way. So maybe if we can sit the big fleets, like, on these two, just kind of intimidate them into not attacking us, and maybe they'll go that way. Maybe they'll go this way. That'd be slightly inconvenient. Surely they'll want to prefer Elysia, right? If we've got big fleets on those two. I don't know. Let's first off actually go through and properly, like, do the economic stuff, because we're definitely gonna need it. I'm kind of feeling like I might get rid... We don't need base defenses on Ariadu. Oh, you're not actually supposed to be here, are you? I had started using him as a scout, hadn't I? Well, I'm definitely going to get rid of that, and I think we should be able to do 2 of those. Because the influence is 10. That drops it by 2, so that'll drop it to 6, but we have one of each type of shipyard.
Building cancelled.
Would I rather have something else? I think we just go for that for now. Oh, we're out of money. Gonna go ahead and do that because that's a lot of trade routes. Probably should get one of those going here as well. Actually,
Building cancelled. Constructing.
I will send him to Chardon. Whoa, that's slow. Okay.
Reporting.
So, what do we actually need in order for this to be a fully functioning fleet? Let's see here. We got one of the big ones. Got some firepower there. Bit more tank there. These are, I mean, they're okay, I guess. This is a recon model. Improved sensor coverage. I'm not gonna really consider that proper part of the fleet. This is fine, I guess, but like, we can't make more, which is a major bummer. Same with these. Same with these. That's just, it's not, those are not, I'm not considering those properly part of the fleet. That's not good enough. So, I'm thinking Akbar's was the one with the nebulas and republics, right? It was like 2 nebulas, 2 republics, a couple of those, and the Bakuras, right? Like 2 Bakuras? Oh, and also the, Bothans. Yeah, so... Okay. That's maybe gonna take a little bit. How good are you? Not very. How about you? You're pretty good. And we might actually let him continue to be the smaller carriers for now. Rather than getting the bigger ones, because we don't have any good discounts on the bigger ones at the moment. Of course, it's worth mentioning that we may not get the discounts on the bigger ones for a long while, so we may just have to deal with that kind of price for now. So he's headed up to Chardon in order to get the better prices on the stuff. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna get that, because definitely gonna need more tanks. But this is also a big shipyard, so when he gets here... Wait, insufficient... Oh. I thought it just said galactic population. That's the only part that I actually registered for some reason. Speaking of galactic population, we are actually getting up there towards that number, so gonna need more of these puppies, but they're expensive. I think what we're gonna need to do, I have gotten a bunch of stuff started for economic stuff, but like, I think I should just kind of send him from planet to planet throughout our territory, particularly the inner planets. You know, not the ones that are actually properly on the border. And then when he arrives, just get a bunch of stuff, and then not spend money until he gets to the next planet. I think that might be the better way to do this. Not saying I'm going to cancel any of the stuff that we've gotten started, but that's what my current idea is for moving forward. So, maybe we get some action in and kind of tell them go away. I'm going to make you...
Construction complete.
Why did it do that? More to the point, why did it do that without telling me that that was
Construction.
going to happen? Like, what?
Building cancelled.
It didn't give me that message. Why didn't it give me that message?
Building cancelled.
That's blatantly better than the trade port. Trade hub? What is it called? Trade port, yeah. Well, that's incredibly annoying. Why did it do that? Local development structure upkeep. 250. Oh, right. Yeah. I think that's necessary in order to be able to do the two of those. Oh, weaponry accurate against aircraft. That's why I don't tend to use them, isn't it? It's not that they're bad necessarily, it's that they're for dogfighting. There's air superiority type things, and we don't tend to fight things that need that, really. Already got a ton of dreadnoughts, so go ahead and do that. I'm thinking I would like Corellia, but at the same time, as soon as we make contact with the enemy, that means cruel AI. So maybe we just don't for now. You go that way.
Sasheen Cruiser reporting.
I'm hoping it's taken this long for him to actually give the intel. Aye. Where did it put that? Rinton? Nice. Good stuff. Oh, that reminds me. I think we might want to consider somebody else. Let's just take a look. I've not really looked through these, so I don't know if they've changed anything. 50% cost and build time discount on Bothan spies. Oh, Bothaway Shipyards Corporation on Bothaway. We don't have Bothaway, but that could be good. We already have that. So I think he would just be locking the MC-80B, but I'm not entirely sure. It might have to be after 9 ABY. Well, it probably is after 9 ABY, isn't it? Because it sort of says right there, after ABY 9. But once we get there, I think all that's going to do for us is going to be to lock the MC-80B, which we don't want at the moment, or potentially ever. High Command and Supreme Commander options for Traced Crefay? I'm not sure how useful that would be. That's also 12 years away. Or no, wait. 7 years away. I can do math. Either way, it's a long way away. So the chief things is going to be the Bothaway stuff, and we don't have Bothaway, so no. Oh, maybe we should have done that. 10% cost reduction on economic structures. Okay. Oh, interesting. Plus 150 ship crews per cycle is, yep, that's not really doing much for us. Max influence on Chandrilla. Not really useful. Oh, cost and build time discount on all non-economic structures. Requires NCMP2 research. NCP2. Mon Calamari. What? No? NC. not MC. I don't know what that is. Okay, well. +1 command staff slot for fleet and ground officers. Interesting. Okay. Unlocks the Nogri bodyguards on Honoghr. I did give us access to them, but I'm pretty sure they're still locked to Honoghr, and even then, I think in order to get them, I would have her as chief of state, just to keep with the way things are supposed to be. New Alderaan and Honoghr. Where's New Alderaan? I don't remember seeing that. That might not be on this map. Not sure. But currently, no. Mon Mothma Star Destroyer. Just unlocks it. Okay. Interesting. 20% cost and build time discount on Quat Drive Yards units. Ooh. Ooh. These aren't KDY, right? Do we have any Quat Drive Yards units? I think... wasn't... No, it was just the, Mon Mothma Star Destroyer that was a joint venture, wasn't it? So that might be the only thing that we get a discount on. A9 Interceptor replaces some fighters on all those ships. Max influence on Kuat. Okay. Not super useful at the moment, I'm thinking. Build time discount on all units. Holy cow. Okay. And then we have Soro sub units. That right there is a Soro subunit. I'm pretty sure. 'Cause that's Soro sub. So, let's see. AAC variants, Flash Blind, Airspeeder, Quasar Fire, we don't have that. Dauntless, Liberator, Bulwark 3. So if we wanted to get a whole, well, maybe not a whole bunch, but some more Bulwark 3s. So, unlock Bulwark 3, lock Home 1 type. Mediator Research disables this effect. Does that mean that normally, when you have him, you can't build the Home 1. When you don't have him, you can, and vice versa for the Bulwark. But when you get the Mediator Research, it's stuck to whatever it was before, or do you just get to build both when you get the Mediator? Because I'm not sure. Okay, well, to be honest, I'm thinking we should go with him for obvious reasons. And I'm going to cancel... I'm not going to cancel all of them, but like... I wish I had remembered that earlier. I'm gonna... Because we can definitely... On the ones that... Yeah, most of the rest are far enough along that I'm gonna... Well, that's not economic, but, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna let the rest of them go, but I might just do that one too. Okay, carry on.
Construction complete.
Now, can I please persuade you to just go away?